Welcome to the Delmarva Shorebirds pregame show, brought to you by Porch Protection Systems.
Welcome into Arthur Purdue Stadium on a 95-degree day here in Salisbury, Maryland. A real feel of about 105 to 110. It's going to be a hot one as the Shorebirds look to get their bats a little bit hotter than they have been in this series, still searching for that first win against the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. What's going on, everybody? Kayla Santiago alongside Luke Meline tonight. And Luke, you were on the call a night ago. It's been tough to get runs to cross the plate. What do you want to see them do tonight to try to get that first victory in the series?
Yeah, the big key is going to be hitting with runners in scoring position. On Wednesday, the Shorebirds were just 1 for 9 in that category. Last night, they load the bases in the 8th inning, unable to get any runs across in that frame. If they can have some more clutch hitting tonight, it'll give them a good chance to take down Myrtle Beach.
And listen, that would definitely help their starting pitcher, Iber Kataya, the right-hander, getting his first start with the low A affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles in the Delmarva Shorebirds, posting that 4.02 ERA in the FCL League. He's going to definitely need some runs behind him to get this thing started. He's excited to be a part of this organization. We're excited to see what he can do.
Potomac High School, Stephen Decatur leading on the road 27-7 here in the quarterfinals of Maryland 2A football. Back alongside Stan Griffin, Tim Nolan with you up top here. But before we get to the highlights from the first half, we got a special segment we want to show you for this very reason. Bobby Battles, the starting D-tackle for Potomac. He has a hearing disability, and he wants to play football at Gallaudet next year. Why that's important? Well, earlier this year, we at DSN had the privilege of going out to Berlin and Stephen Decatur and profiling the starting left guard, James Watkins, for the Seahawks, who also is like Bobby Battle. We want to tell you a little about him right here. Thank you so much, and take a watch. As the calendar flips to October, there are sounds we take for granted. The popping of the pads at practice, the roar of the crowd on Friday night. But for Stephen Decatur's James Watkins, those are at a premium. The senior is the Seahawks starting left guard, and he was born deaf.
As a person with a hearing disability, if I ever try to talk to someone and I didn't hear it the first time, I say, what? And I keep saying it over and over and over again until I hear it. And so I have to try and read lips while also trying to hear them.
Watkins was convinced by a friend at the gym to try football as a sophomore. That was head coach Jake Coleman's first year with the Seahawks. Coleman says the only thing that seemed unordinary about Watkins was his numbers in the weight room.
James makes great eye contact, and I think he has a great ability to read lips and know the situation, and he kind of makes it a lot. Many times when you're coaching him, you forget about his hearing limitations until you're farther away from him and you're yelling at him and he's not responding.
James doesn't view his hearing loss as a limitation. Rather, it's opened him up and made him appreciate that just a little determination can allow him to accomplish so much.
When it comes to some people, the walls are higher and sometimes the walls were lower, But when it came to me, when I'm ever put on the spot and, I really have to try my best and give him my all, I give him my all because, I know that there's going to be people who are going to count on me.
This year, that means becoming a starter on the O-line. Watkins plays right next to the lone returner and left tackle A.J. Trimble. This puts the senior right next to Watson's good ear if he needs help.
He hears the play from Bryson, the original play, and he'll even hear the audible, but just to make sure I don't want to leave any chances, I just go ahead and remind him before the play goes. If you watch film, I'll either look over and talk to him or I'll put my finger out, or sometimes it's me saying who I have so he knows, but there's a lot of communication between us.
Watkins plans to play offensive line at Division III Gallaudet University just 3 years after starting the sport. It says the sky is truly the limit.
And I kept moving forward and with unwavering determination. And with that and the fact that you won't let something that you always had stop you, having that, it can take you a long way. Up and over the stars, man.
Reporting from Berlin, Maryland for Delmarva Sports Network, I'm Tim Nolan.
Let's take a look at the Delmarva Shorebirds starting lineup tonight. For the Delmarva Shorebirds, brought to you by Value Carpet One, starting things off, Austin Verne, Griff O'Farrell, Ethan Anderson, Miguel Rodriguez is the designated hitter, Colin Chuff following him, Brylan Chavera, Michael Hernandez, and at 8 and 9 it's Ellis Cuevas, and at 9 Edwin Amparo, rounding out the order for the Delmarva Shorebirds.
Last night, Braxton Bragg starts, goes 6 shutout innings. Tonight, he'll be followed up by Yeber Cartaya, who in 2 games from rookie ball so far here with Delmarva has only allowed 1 run in about 8 innings of work.
Location, location, location. That has been the key so far this entire series for Delmarva pitching. Ty Weatherly was brilliant. Riley Cooper followed up with 3 2/3. Bragg, we talked about last night, the 6 scoreless. And Cartaya has been really sharp. He has an ERA just under 2 in his first couple starts so far this season. So I'm excited to see what he brings this evening.
We're back here, Stellar Fights 52, moving further into the main card. Our next bout, a catch weight competition at 215 pounds. Ryan, the apex predator Parker, 6'3", 4-4 as a pro, taking on Diego Peclot, a longtime journeyman in mixed martial arts from Montgomery County, Maryland, 5'7". There's a significant height differential here. Let's learn a little bit about the man representing the House of Muay Thai, Ryan Parker.
The 6-seed Vikings made it all the way to the state final game for the first time since 1984.
The late run last season, and then trying to explain that we're a different team.
You got to work harder because you went to the state chip, because there's a target on your head.
I was looking to be a head coach again, but certainly didn't think this would be the move we would make.
I realized how much I didn't know about coaching when he joined here.
Understanding the stresses that these kids are under it's a little bit unique for me.
The expectations are high.
We're really pushing them to be excellent.
You're gonna practice the way you play.
The pain is either gonna be the work you put in to win the game on Friday, you know, the preseason and 2-a-days and all that stuff, or it's gonna be the pain of losing.
It's tough. It's a challenge to take on. It's fun too, though.
We can push even further this year and hopefully make a run for it again.
Watching those saltwater cowboys reminds me of camp counseling, with the exception of being in a helicopter, because they have to constantly corral all of these ponies together, get them in the right place, send them off to lunchtime, and these ponies case crossing the channel.
That they do. We're going to go to Coast TV News. Maddie Overturf. Maddie, I know before you said possibly slack tide is coming a little bit sooner. Have you heard anything else, and how the crowds around you feeling right now?
Hey guys, we are all anxiously anticipating the flare to be fired and the ponies to be coming, but we want to show you some of the crowd. Ted, if we could pan over and just show how many people are here. And keep in mind, this is just the marsh. People have been coming to Memorial Park. We saw people walking through town. There's a whole other little section down there where people are at. People are on boats like Lauren Hitch, right? We have a ton of people out here. So it's a lot of excitement and a lot of just collective energy towards this really unique experience that I always tell people when I travel, and I say I'm from Delmarva, and I tell them about the pony swim, and they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you don't understand. These wild ponies will swim across the channel, and they're this close to you, and people just, they can't really understand it until you see it yourself. So it's just been really, really great. We've met people of all ages. We met a woman earlier today who said this was she and her grandmother's dream to come here together. It's been just like really neat to speak with everybody and get their experiences and see how excited they are for the ponies, which again will be here any minute, hopefully crossing the water, and then they'll be right here eating this marsh grass. And again, all the water, it's gone. Craziness. When we got here, everything now completely dry, a little muddy still, but what's life without a little bit of mud? I don't know if you can hear that. We have sound. It looks like the flare is about to be fired. The flare is up. The flare is up. The Coast Guard is out with the flare. The ponies are hitting the water.
There's the Reds.
Maddie,
there we go.
This has been so awesome. So just as we're on Coast TV News, Maddie Overturf, the flare goes up.